Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. I want you guys to listen to Margaret Wanjiru.
Now let me tell you something. My president and my deputy president, from today, this Margaret Wanjiru that was beaten, my clothes lifted up, but by young men who are police security agents, they touched me, a woman of God. I want to make a very sweet promise to you. Believe you me, you will look for me.
Painful. Yesterday, the police, allegedly sent by William Ruto, tried to demolish Margaret Wanjiru's church. The truth of the matter is that there is an individual who is keen on that particular property. So Margaret Wanjiru cried literally yesterday. And Kenyans went back and picked TBTs of Margaret Wanjiru campaigning for William Ruto.
Hello, my
governments.
People. Nairobi, Jesus Christ is
Eating
good.
their own people.
Thank you for standing in faith. Today, I want to speak to you about our UDA party. Today, I want to speak to you about registration of membership. I know some of you have seen the other books that were being used earlier, the bigger ones. But now we are using this one for a very good reason. When you register somebody as a party member, you need to give them something to show that they registered. It's not just a matter of taking people's details and going away with them. No. So friends, we are using these books for registration. Sisi kama kanisa, ningependa kuwasi kanisa tusikae mbali safari hii na siasa ya Kenya. Proverbs 29:2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. It is time for Nairobi to rejoice, and it is time for Kenya to rejoice. It makes me very happy that I can stand and preach, that I can stand and campaign with my deputy president because he's a Christian like me. That we don't have to go somewhere and sit around and wait kwanza amalize hangover ndio akuje kanisa. Hapana, huyu wetu hananga hangover. Huyu wetu hananga hangovers. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Huyu wetu hananga hangovers. Bless the name of the Lord.
Margaret Wanjiru ended up in hospital yesterday. And today, Margaret Wanjiru addressed the press. I want you guys to watch that press conference. And then after it, I'm going to explain to you guys some further information, classified information that I've received regarding the whole issue.
Along this lane called Weruga Lane, there is no a single property that belongs to railways. Not even one. These properties belong to investors like ourselves, to other people. We are like about, I think, 4 or 5 investors. And to my right hand, you will find Kahawa House, not railways. So what are we dealing with here? We are dealing with land grabbers that have been supported from very high powers. Very high powers that they have become untouchable. Very high powers that as they are there, they can tell you, you are fighting government and you should stop fighting government. So I want to say to our government and to His Excellency, our President William Ruto, and to our Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, we loved you, we voted for you, we supported you, you have rewarded us with broken legs, broken arms, hurting bodies. You truly have rewarded us with evil. A week ago, we shared the pulpit in Nyayo Stadium, repenting as the body of Christ because of sins that were committed to our very dear friend, good minister, and a father in the gospel, Benny Hinn. We did very well. But behold, after Benny Hinn forgave, or whoever else forgave us, is this the revival we were expecting? Land grabbing by government officials in front of the eyes of government? How many screams does Bishop Margaret Wanjiru has to make for any one of you to respond and rescue us? Is this how you reward our work and our hard labor for this government? Why did we bring in Benny Hinn? And I was part of the organizing team. We brought him in because we felt that forgiveness. We remove the cloud of darkness and remove the curse that have been hovering around this country. Now let me tell you something. My president and my deputy president, from today, this Margaret Wanjiru that was beaten, my clothes lifted up, but by young men who are police security agents, they touched a woman of God. I want to make a very sweet promise to you. Believe you me, you will look for me. You went for Benny Hinn in America. For me, you will look for me, and I'm not moving and I'm not going anywhere. I will be here. You have started a fight that you cannot fight. This one is in the heavenlies. We have lived with this community parking all these years. We have never fought. You are using the MD railways. I pity his family. Because as I cried yesterday and today, even his family plus yours are not exempted. My tears will pay. We are hurting. We are bleeding. But behold, Isaiah 61 anointing stands. Jehovah God healeth the brokenhearted. We are disappointed with the Kenya Kwanza government. Extremely disappointed.
And I'm being told Pastor Nganga is next.
Do what you want. Sometimes you are misleading this nation. Naongea kama mtume, chief. Uchumi ni baya na mnatumia hizo pesa vile mnataka. Mnaongezea uchumi huko, mnaongezea pesa huko, mnaongezea vitu huko. Na mtu akiwaambia mnafuga kanisa, simuje mfuge. Simufuge. Mufuge. Nikuta nikihubiri, nitaongea na nitasema what is right, I will speak that.
But let us not get into that for now. I want us to do a critical analysis about that press conference. The information, the hidden information that I've gathered. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. Number one, what Margaret Wanjiru is going through is a punishment. Not because of any other thing, but because Margaret Wanjiru is aligning herself with Rigathi Gachagua. For those who've been following the politics of this country, when William Ruto disagreed with Uhuru Kenyatta, you remember what happened to those who are aligned to William Ruto. That's exactly what is facing Margaret Wanjiru. I am told when the police initially tried to demolish the building or the property, Rigathi Gachagua placed a phone call. And that's how it was stopped at that time. In fact, Margaret Wanjiru mentioned the time, I think it must have been in last year or some time. So the operation for yesterday was to send a message to Margaret Wanjiru. So my advice to Margaret Wanjiru, if you don't want trouble, do two things. Number one, align yourself with William Ruto. That's the first option. If you align yourself with William Ruto, he will protect you. Because we've seen in this country, people who are aligned to William Ruto, we have seen their cases being withdrawn in this country. Align yourself. The second alternative is to fight. Stage a fight. And stage a fight until William Ruto is defeated. I am not sure whether Margaret Wanjiru can team up to ensure that William Ruto is defeated. If William Ruto could defeat a combined force of Raila and Uhuru, who is Margaret Wanjiru. So fighting is another option. But it's going to depend. And I can advise her to go back just like I advised her yesterday, to go to Capitol Hill, look for Raila Odinga, and apologize to him. Then Raila Odinga can then protect her. Raila Odinga has protected such kind of people before. So that's the first thing I've gathered. The second thing I've also gathered is that Margaret Wanjiru was actually destined to be the governor for Nairobi. But William Ruto did not want a Kikuyu to be in charge of Nairobi. The truth of the matter is that William Ruto was keen on Mike Sonko. Then the system focused so much on Sonko, then locked him out. Then Margaret Wanjiru then emerged as the favorite based on numbers. But William Ruto did not want that because he wanted someone else. He didn't want a Kikuyu as the governor. And that's how Sakaja ended up winning. The truth of the matter is that Sakaja in his own right had the chance of becoming the governor. But remember, he had all those issues. But again, at the end of the day, William Ruto helped him to win the gubernatorial seat. So Margaret Wanjiru is being punished because I'm told that she's still contemplating contesting again. So she's being told, for you, look for something else to do. Number 3 is the political relevance of Margaret Wanjiru. According to William Ruto and his handlers, Margaret Wanjiru is no longer relevant politically speaking. In 2022, Margaret Wanjiru was significant politically speaking. The church herself, and of course, William Ruto needed the perception that the Kikuyu nation were with him. I want to ask you, assuming Margaret Wanjiru was on the side of Azimio, do you think Azimio would have lost the gubernatorial seat of Nairobi? She would have helped Polycarp Igathe big time because she understands the politics of Nairobi. In her own words, she's the one who developed Kenya Kwanza campaign strategy for Nairobi. But currently, is she relevant? No. Margaret Wanjiru is no longer relevant. And that's why she's being punished. The fourth thing is Ruto and the church politics. You know, Margaret Wanjiru is a bishop who owned a church. In 2022, William Ruto's campaign was based on two main things: the hustler narrative versus the dynasty. That was targeting the Kikuyus. And then nationally, William Ruto had the church versus the devil. Raila Odinga was made to appear as if he was the devil. William Ruto presented himself as the candidate of the church. But do you think William Ruto still wants to appear as if is the candidate of the church? The truth of the matter is that the Church of Kenya has already disagreed with William Ruto. And I doubt if in 2027, church politics is still going to be relevant. Because, for example, Raila Odinga might not be on the ballot. And in case Raila Odinga will not be on the ballot, what do you think it will mean? It will mean a simple thing, that they'll have to look for a different campaign strategy away from the church. Because if you are to put Kalonzo versus Ruto, and you start talking about the church, so Ruto is no longer interested in the church. And that's why even Pastor Nganga is complaining and crying that his church is being targeted. And lastly, the question about William Ruto's reward system. You see, one of the issues that has really affected ODM as a party is because most people believe that Raila Odinga's reward system does not favor those who are loyal. And that for William Ruto, he rewards hard work. So the question is, what about Margaret Wanjiru? Did she work for Kenya Kwanza? For me, she did. But why is she being punished? It's because politics is about two constants: the interest and the betrayal. I don't think Margaret Wanjiru's interest and those of Ruto are converging. And because of that, she's being punished. So the questions about William Ruto's reward system is now being put to test, because I'm sure someone else is going to emerge. The other day, I heard some members of the church complaining bitterly against William Ruto because William Ruto has refused to keep his promise. Remember, there's something which also happened in status. I think it must have been early this week or late last week, when the Salvation Church were given 50 million by Ruto. Why do you think Ruto is doing that? Ruto is doing that because Salvation Church is predominantly lawyer-based. So William Ruto is no longer looking to Mount Kenya. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.